Hello everyone, it's me, the Captain. Well, welcome back to part 2 of Cars, and More Cars, where I will be tackling the Queen's car still, Window Wars. The Honda Jazz is back, we'll talk about that. And then we'll go on back to the Queen's car again. Not all plain sailing, as you'll find out. Hope you enjoy it, and remember to like and subscribe. Captain out.
Okay, so situation update. Taking the regulator out. It's only 5 bolts. Got the glass up there now, so if it rains, we're savvy. However, yes, we do have the wrong part, it would appear. So this, I have a feeling, could be for the passenger side. I'm going to take the passenger side off because the passenger side don't work either. And just have a look. But that's definitely not the right part. That's the one we need. It's got part numbers on it and a computer control module. So that's the one I need. That's the one I need to find.
So, yeah, I'm stuck. It's also given me a metal splinter. This car is now in my bad books. Medic! Where's my LaPomme? It's probably because the car's French. And let's face it, the French complicate everything. They like to think they know everything, but they don't. Take my LaPomme, for example. He knows nothing, except how to pour rum. And that is quite a good skill. But I can also pour rum. How many ways does it take to pour rum? Like, how many different ways is there to have a window regulator for the same model of car? You silly French.
Okay, so while I'm awaiting parts for Le Bus de Combat, the Queen's French battle bus, the Jazz is back. As you may remember from previous video, we changed some pads and discs in it. One side giving us a bit of a problem, involving some drilling, and then an ABS warning light came on after a test drive. Now, we plugged a computer into it, interrogated it, and it said ABS sensor fault on the left rear. That's the rear I had all the problems with. Reset them, cleared the fault codes, went for a drive, light came back on. So clearly there's something wrong with the sensor there. The working theory is when I was drilling, perhaps the vibrations damaged the sensor, because I don't go anywhere near the sensor, but it is in the vicinity of where I was drilling. So when I was drilling out those bolts, I'm just wondering if maybe the sensor was on the way out, and the vibrations from the drill basically knackered it. So we've got a new sensor, 21 quid, not too bad, and now we just got to put it in. Which means I have to take a few things apart again. So here we go.
Okay, so here we are again. As you can see, I still haven't got any brake retaining screws. They didn't buy me any.
Could have got them for me. I would have installed them. But no. Cheapskates. It's only 3 quid. Anyway, back to the problem at hand.
Right, so the ABS sensor is all the way back here. That's it right there. So that's the ABS sensor cable. That's the bolt holding it in. Looks like an 8 or 10 mil. And then we follow this round. We should find a connector further back. Further back, further back, further back. Wow. Right up there somewhere. There'll be a connector somewhere. Which I need to disconnect.
Which, looking at the new part, might be under the rear seat. Interesting.
And yes, as you can see, I've pulled the rear seat out of the way. Brilliant split design, I have to say. Never thought of that. There's the connector for the ABS. So I need to disconnect that and get the sensor out. Right, not quite as easy. You know, this side always gives me trouble. Right, so the ABS sensor's right up in there. So I've had to take the disc off because it's not coming out. So I'm going to try and tap it out from the inside.
Okay, there we have it. One rather knackered ABS sensor. And a hole in the floor. That will scare some people. Ooh, hole in the floor. Ooh.
Okay, so refitting is basically the exact opposite of what I just did. Take off the clips, feed it back through, make sure that's watertight, plug it in, screw it in, run the cabling, put it all back together. Then we'll go for a test drive. I may need a diagnostic to reset it. Depends how smart the car's brain is. We shall soon find out.
And there we go. All back in. One nice shiny ABS sensor.
Hole in the floor's gone. Just got to put the bolt back in. Put it back together, see what happens. Captain's log. Right, I've just taken the Jazz out for a test drive. Fault code cleared. And I took it up a country lane, jammed on the anchors, ABS perfect, no warning lights. This car is done. And it can never come back to my workshop again. It's broken another socket. 2 sockets on this. Anyway, update on the Queen's Le Battle Bus. £490 for the regulator and everything for the driver's side. And you can't really cheat that side out because it, unfortunately, controls all the other windows. Ooh. None of the other windows actually work, so once that one's right to spec, I'll be able to diagnose the others. That one has to be perfect, unfortunately. So, Queen's prices for the Queen's car. Clearly, the French saw her coming. Right, a couple of days have passed. I've been to Renault, got some parts. They mostly look right. So I got some new door trim poppers that somebody broke who was trying to be helpful. I've got a new gear knob, and you'll see why in a minute. And I've got the door motor and regulator. Now, the motor connection is different, but I've been assured that it does the same job. They've provided me a patch lead for it, which I have to cut the block off and wire in manually. Renault, why would you do that? Seriously? Why can't you just get a motor with the same connection on it? Anyway, we'll be wiring that up and see if it works. If it doesn't, it's back to Renault. Okay, so the gear knob in the Queen's car. As you can see, these look a little bit different. This one looks a bit better than this one. So it's only pressure fit, so you just got to give it a yank. That bit comes out. That bit goes on. And I've just got to clip the gator back up. Job done. One nice new gear knob. Right, so this is my connector for my new motor. And these are the instructions I have been given by Renault. How I have to turn this into this. Yeah. Seriously? I know French is a hard language, but I'll have a better chance of understanding Egyptian hieroglyphics. Oh well, let's give it a go.
Well, that concludes part 2 of Cars, Cars and More Cars. Join me in part 3 when we will finally be hopefully sorting out the Queen's car windows. It's been an epic battle, but I'm the captain and the French will never win. Sorry, Le Pomme. Had to say it. So join me in part 3 when it comes out, and we'll be putting that one to bed. In the meantime, be good, be safe, and have some fun. Captain out.